suspect, as the vehicle pulled up, driver came out, arm came out, point blank. Their car was approximately 2 or 3 feet ahead of Shook's car, whereas there's no way possible the shooter, he would have got his intended target. Okay? That's just reality.
Even should though, I mean,
No, that's what I'm saying. The neighbor stopped right here. The car was stopped. The suspect vehicle pulls up alongside. There was no one, the suspect vehicle was in the number 3 lane, correct? Was there number 2 lane?
No.
They were in number 3 lane. Suspect vehicle pulls up ahead of the BMW, which is stopped, also blocked in by a car. So there was no way possible you let a gun out the window right here at an angle. We're right here pulling right up, boom, boom, boom. You're gonna hit the target. You're not gonna hit Mr. Knight in the head with the glasses.
there's no way possible, but he was great.
He was not grazed. It was glass fragment.
Like I said before, this was the perfect crime. This was a perfect crime. And you know what? Like I said, and I'm trying to, in a sense, I'm trying to reach out to Reggie. And this is, you know, I'm probably the only one at the end of the day that can help you out, believe it or not. But I'm even willing at this point in time to put up my own money, $100,000. You say you had nothing to do with the Tupac shooting, Christopher Wallace shooting. You take a polygraph. I'll set you up with a place, you take a polygraph. And if you had nothing to do with it, my God, it'll be on the 6 o'clock news. I will give you $100,000. The world knows I will give you $100,000 of my own money. Started working for Death Row later part of 92, 93, first part of 93. Reggie Wright Jr. hired me. He was a police officer for the city of Compton. Different celebrities, rap entertainers, different people.
Can you name a few?
Dr. Dre, Daz and Corrupt, Dog Pound, Nate Dogg, Snoop, of course. I started protecting Tupac Shakur in October '95 when he was released, the day he was released from prison. I was the original bodyguard for Tupac. I was Los Angeles County jail booking in a burglary suspect. I went to work that day. What would he say? I think he would probably say hacky, bust a cap in there.
He was talking about Lil JR. Damn, how far would he go? Put a bullet hole in that fat asshole. JR gonna get a hot one from Hacky. You know, he's the only motherfucking son of the Godfather to be the last in the fucking water with the damn sharks. You know who I'm talking about, that fucking fat little Mark.
Russell referred us to ex-police officer Hacky, one of the law enforcement officers who worked for Death Row. Hacky was one of Tupac's personal bodyguards. He now operates from here in San Pedro. Ex-officer Hacky works from here as a bounty hunter. He had himself just been released from prison.
Hello, John, how you doing?
Hacky was incarcerated for having a trunk full of AK-47s.
So when did you actually get out?
Actually, to be exact, I was released on the 14th of January.
14th of January?
Yeah.
This is Hacky as a police officer in Plumper, Dunkin' Donut days. He was a Compton police officer for about 14 years. I asked him if being a police officer and working for a criminal organization wasn't a bit of a contradiction.
Actual officers, I mean, who were, in a sense, officers who would, you know, as I said, we see but we don't see.
But isn't that a compromise?
In a sense, I mean, most departments have off-duty work policy.
So it's all right to see drugs when you're off duty, and it's not all right when you're on duty?
I can honestly say,
I would say that there was a compromise.
as man as my witness
Isn't
upstairs,
that the word, compromise?
based on the statement you said, yes, but I have never seen any drugs.
But you were aware, you said.
I had heard, but I have never seen anything with my own eyes.
Well, we're going backwards because you were aware about 30 seconds ago.
I was aware of certain things that I've never seen any drugs.
Hacky witnessed heated money disputes between Tupac and Suge Knight. At the time of his death, Tupac was owed over $10 million by Death Row. Just before his murder, Tupac told Hacky and others he'd be leaving death row and taking unreleased songs worth more millions with him. Hackie regards these as the real motives for Tupac's murder. He complained, though, that my questions were too vague.
So you think what? You think I should be more specific?
Be more specific and direct with your questions.
Okay, do you think Suge Knight orchestrated the hit? Saved by the pager.
Based upon what I've been told within the industry and based upon what I knew for a fact that was going on, so Tupac was leaving a record company. I would have to say, in a sense, that he had some orchestration of the shooting of Tupac.
We're connected. Biggie Smalls and Tupac.
Personal opinion again. Yes.
And do you think the same person was responsible for orchestrating the two? And that person's in Death Row Records?
Yes.
Biggie was killed.
I think, in a sense, Christopher Wallace just happened to be, he's a well-known rap artist, but I think basically he just happened to, based on the situation transpired with Tupac, the flame was lit. So in order to throw the attention off Death Row Records, this man was killed. Next best thing, it was an East-West rivalry. Let's make it seem as if Bad Boy Records had something to do with the shooting of Tupac Shakur.
Muhammad, who to this day has never been questioned by the LAPD.
He's known to Suge, he's known to Reggie, he's known to a handful of LAPD officers, which is obviously come about in the Rampart scandal, and obviously the other individual, which is in federal prison now for the bank robbery. So I mean, in a sense,
It was David Mack,
yeah. So,
Perez's partner.
oh, you want me to clarify? Okay, yeah. Too many, I guess, in a sense, in the whole scenario, whether it be Tupac's killing or Christopher's killing, I mean, there's too many dots that are connecting.
But isn't that a bit vague? I mean, connecting dots, you can't really...
Exactly. You
It's
can't
just
really
an
make
allegation.
Allegation.
And is
But again,
but
LAPD
maybe-
is sitting on a...
And why haven't they done anything about it?
You know what, I don't know. Why was Russell Poole taken off the case when he originally brought, hey, Chief, you know, there's corruption, stuff's been going on down in the department. Let's move Russell somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Why are a lot of things done?